1,498 persons were murdered in Jamaica for 2022. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Jamaica has recorded 1,498 murders in 2022 according to the latest crime statistics from the Constabulary Force. This is 24 more homicides when compared to last year. Data contained in the latest statistics indicated that 1,474 murders were recorded in 2021. St. James with 198 homicide is the most murderous division, followed by St. Catherine North with 145, Westmoreland with 140, St. Andrew South 131, and St. Catherine South with 113. Portland had the least murders with 14. So 1,498 is what the government recorded for 2022, but I think the true total is more than 1,600. Of course, you know that we will never get the true total. People's National Party Member of Parliament Michael Phillips has distanced himself from his brother Robert Constantine Chin, who has been charged in connection with Monday's large drug bust. Mr. Phillips said he is in no way connected to the incident, adding that he is not the subject of any investigation. Distancing himself further from the issue, Mr. Phillips stressed that he and his brother, who is also the son of the late Minion Phillips, have never lived together. Robert Constantine Chin, 56, was charged on Tuesday by narcotics detectives after he was held in connection with Monday's major cocaine bust at the Norman Manley International Airport, and he is to return to court today. Mr. Chin was charged in connection with the seizure of 12 kilograms of cocaine, which was found in his suitcase, and it was reported that he fled the airport when the drug was detected in his luggage, but was later caught during a police operation in the Kingston 6 area, and the cocaine has a street value of over $600,000 US. Former police constable Roman Edwards was on Wednesday remanded in the St. James Parish Court in relation to a case of fatal shooting which was committed in 2013, and he's set to face the court today as well. His attorney said they intend to make a bail application at that time. Mr. Edwards, who was arrested at the Norman Manley International Airport on December 30 of last year, had resigned his job and relocated to Canada. He is charged in relation to the October 10, 2013 fatal shooting of Tassane Christie in Glendavon in St. James. The incident occurred during a joint police-military operation in the area. The Independent Commission of Investigations (INDECOM) completed its investigation in 2016, and the charge against the former constable had been pending since 2018 when a ruling was received from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. And these cases normally goes nowhere and end in acquittal for lack of evidence. The incident took place all the way back in 2013, which is like 10 years ago, and with a corrupted Jamaican court, you can expect nothing to happen. Investigators are probing a suspected murder-suicide involving a couple in Bonito Crescent in Mandeville in Manchester. Police have identified the deceased as Stephanie and Ricky Ellis. Stephanie was employed as a loans officer at the Bank of Nova Scotia institution in the parish, and her husband operated a taxi for years. Reports are that Stephanie Ellis didn't turn up at work, and police went to the couple's house where the woman was found with a wound to her forehead. The man was subsequently found hanging from a scaffold. Still in Manchester, residents of Providence in Manchester reacted in horror at the murder of a woman and her son in the Christiana community. They were discovered on Tuesday morning at their home. Police reports are that 53-year-old Althea Rowe and her son, 35-year-old Cleon Palmer, were found dead about 11 a.m. on Tuesday. Police investigators theorized that the two were killed on Saturday, New Year's Eve, by unknown assailants. Investigations are ongoing. A British man who was gunned down at a villa in Bogue Heights in St. James on Monday is said to be reportedly had an extensive criminal record in his homeland. In fact, the Jamaica Constabulary Force believed that Sean Patterson's murder was a contract killing that originated from the United Kingdom. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, who is in charge of the crime and security portfolio, made that disclosure while providing an update on Wednesday. The 33-year-old personal trainer of West London, UK, was shot dead at the villa by unknown assailants at about 12:02 on Monday. From credible information received, Sean Patterson is well known to the UK authorities and has an extensive criminal record for a number of offences, which include narcotics, violence, and firearms, said Bailey. According to the senior lawman, Patterson arrived in Jamaica on December 29 of 2022 on a flight at the Sangsters International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, with a male companion who is also a construction worker, said to be of a London address as well. Both men are said to have spent 3 days at an apartment and subsequently checked in at the villa for 5 days commencing on January 1st. On that same day, the two British men attended a concert in Priory in St. Anne and met up with another man, barely identified as O'Shane Richards, also known as Shaba, of a Kingston 13 address. Richards was also deported from the UK in 2013 after conviction for crack cocaine, the DCP said. All three men returned to the villa the following morning. Shortly after waking up about 12 p.m. on Monday, Patterson was shot dead in the vicinity of the pool deck while there with Richards. The police said Richards told authorities that he ran into bushes after the explosions, but Richards has since been identified by the police as the main suspect and is now in custody. A man was on Tuesday shot dead in a reported confrontation with the police in Westmoreland. An illegal gun and several rounds of ammunition were seized in that incident, which occurred at Goldsmith Lane in Whitton in Westmoreland. The deceased is Shamari Hanson. About 12:38 p.m., members of a police party went in search of Hanson. He ran into nearby bushes and during a reported gun battle, he was fatally shot and a 9mm Taurus pistol was seized. And as the killing continues in Westmoreland in 2023, just like 2022, two men were shot dead and another injured at a construction site in Betheltown in Westmoreland on Wednesday evening. One of the deceased has been identified as 48-year-old Lesbeth Barrett of a Westmoreland address, while the other is said to be from St. James. Reports said at about 4:40 p.m., the men were on a construction site at premises in the vicinity of the Betheltown All-Age School when a group of armed men entered the yard. The gunmen opened fire at the construction workers before making their escape in the area. The police were summoned and upon arrival, the three injured men were taken to hospital where two of them were pronounced dead and the other admitted in serious condition. Meanwhile, police from St. Andrews South are investigating the murder of a taxi operator in Seaview Gardens. Javon Ferguson, 32, was on Wednesday morning found slumped over the steering wheel of his taxi, which was parked along a road in the community, and he had been shot in the head. And you can see that the state of emergency, the killing continues right across the island, same way. There has been no ease up. And another taxi operator was yesterday morning shot dead inside the Nagahead Transport Center in Portmore in St. Catherine. He's 34-year-old Ansel Kimar Thomas, a resident of Hillside, Greater Portmore. Police said about 11 o'clock Mr. Thomas was standing beside his vehicle soliciting passengers when a man armed with a gun walked up right in broad daylight and shot him. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The suspect fled into a nearby community, and so that makes two taxi drivers killed in 2 days. On to sports. Chapelton Maroons FC coach Lenworth Teacher Hyde believed that his hands are being tied by a rule that does not allow more than 5 amateur players to his team. He said he used only schoolboys to reach the Premier League, but now is being told that he can only use 5 as this is a professional league and he will now have to get professional players. And these schoolboys cannot become professionals as some will be returning to school while some are looking to be accepted in colleges abroad. By becoming professional, no scholarship can be granted to them. Hyde said we use 14 amateur players and take the team to the Premier League and now we're here and we can't use them. I must say I don't like this rule, the famous footballer and head coach said. Jamaica Football Federation Technical Committee Chairman Rodolph Speed said that the JPL is a professional league. There must be a cap on how many professionals can play. Track and field. The first staging of the Undiluted Jamaica College 200-meter Sprint Fest will be held this afternoon at the Richard Ashenheim Stadium on the school's campus in St. Andrew, beginning at 2:30 p.m. The meet, which has attracted over 350 participants from some of the island's top boys and girls schools, will also see a number of the country's senior athletes competing. And of course, that will take place today. And that's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I gone.